I want to thank those of you who've written letters in response to this series of training videos for martial arts school owners and instructors. I'm going to address a couple issues that people have asked about or made comment about. So let's begin. Do I have to have contracts to keep my students? Will contracts help me keep students longer? And my answer was, you have a contract with a student no matter what, even if it's just a verbal contract. I will do this, you will do this. But you don't want to set up a system in your school designed to keep students through legal language. You want to keep students because you serve them, because you meet their needs, because you're compassionate and have rapport with them. You don't want to keep people who only pay you because they're obligated to by some threat of impending collection or legal action. That's not what you want. Plus, it's not like you gave them 400 tires and they didn't pay for them. You're trying to charge people for lessons untaught. If you develop a system that is based on legalese, then it takes your focus off service and off over really meeting somebody's needs and puts it on the fact that you wrote a contract early in your relationship that obligated for something that you say that you're providing, that they say you're not, or that they're not interested in anymore. And so you already have a contract with every student. Whether it's written or not is one thing. If you're a martial arts student and you go to a school and they ask you to sign a contract, contracts are neither good nor bad. Is it a win-win? Is there verbiage in the contract that obligates you to pay even when you don't believe service is living up to its standard, or that the instructor no longer comes to the classes, or is delegated it to a 20-year-old, or that the situation has become abusive? That's where a contract is a win-lose. So you don't have to have contracts, and even though you do have contracts, don't build your system based upon legal threats. Base your system upon you, the instructor, meeting my needs, making sure that I'm taken care of and that you're serving me and that I'm well educated about where I'm headed and why I come to your classes. Issue number 2, marketing. Now, if I own a company and I'm going to create a franchise like McDonald's, I'm going to create it so that I dumb it down so even an idiot know how long to dip the fries and pull it out. I mean, you can pretty much be brain dead, right? And there's an advantage to that because I have the wherewithal to set up the system. I'm going to hire people at the lowest possible wage to do something, and so I'm not going to give them any room for mistakes or for variation. Just dip it this long, take this so I spell out everything. That's what a franchise does. And marketing in the martial arts community is a little bit like that. Because at some point, as people were organizing the system of, how we were going to market martial arts schools, how I was going to help you learn how to do it, I created a system and I kept dumbing it down, until you could almost be an idiot and you could just open the box, and put up the flyer and buy the advertising and use this ad. That's marketing for 18-year-olds, for 20-year-olds, for 22-year-olds. But marketing for grown-ups, when you're 30 or 40 or 50, is done because you're somebody in your community. It's done not in a dumbed-down way, because you don't need to do that anymore. You've got your full frontal brain lobe development. You're a citizen now. You have children, or you know how to be involved. You're not some young, buck fresh off the mat, ready to start a school, doesn't know anything. Now you market because of your results. It's results that gets you new students, and your ability to communicate those results to your community. It's your community involvement. It's being at the Chamber of Commerce meetings. It's going to Rotary. It's doing all those things that you do when you're grown up. And so you've got to be aware of that when you look at the marketing promises that are out there in the martial arts industry. People can't do your marketing for you. They'll say they can, but it's been proven time and time again that doesn't work in the long run. You must be actively engaged. You must be smart about it. You must be a grown-up about your marketing. And that's my main protest with the industry, is they keep trying to dumb stuff down and simplify it. And hey, we'll do it for you. You know, you don't need that. It's like you don't need an association to vindicate or verify your black belts. You don't really need that. Now, I'd like you to do that because I want you to continue to give me some authority and thus earning potential. I want to control things. But you can do a lot of that yourself when you're a grown-up. When you're a kid, we treat kids completely differently. We give them a lot more guidance. We give them a lot more direction. But at some point, and I ask this to a lot of instructors, how old are you now? So you're at 42 years old, you're still letting somebody tell you who you can talk to and who you can't, and what form you can teach and what form you can't teach, and how you're going to advertise your school. There comes a certain point where you just have to let go and let the person learn from their experience and treat your business from an adult perspective. And that's what I want you to do in your marketing, is get involved. Don't try to simplify. Don't try to buy the system, because the system doesn't work. You know what works? You take an aggressive and proactive stance about your own benefits. You develop your own unique selling proposition, and then you go out there and you do this. You get 3 solid leads a day. 3 good ones who are interested in what you do, because you're cultivating what you do at all times to cultivate interest. 3 solid leads a day, 20 working days a month, 60 leads a month. 60 leads a month turns into 30 students a month. You sign up 30 students a month. When you're on your game, it won't take you very long to have generous cash flow and a good student body. And then the problem won't be on getting new students. It'll be on keeping the ones you have, because service is very complex, has to do with treating people as individuals, and it's a lot of work. It's why they call it work. It's also a lot of fun. It's very fulfilling. And what you have when you've signed up 30 students a month or thereabouts over a long period of time is you have an army. And that army can be used to have a huge impact on your community. And that huge impact on your community is what gives you exposure in your community. Not the ads you buy, not the exact right copywriting, not the exact right image. This image will get you new students. It's what you do in your community. That's how you do it. You have questions about martial arts business, you want real, honest answers from someone who's really not trying to sell you anything, call me. I'm Tom Callos, 530-903-0286. I do run a martial arts association. It's called the 100. You can see it at the website here on this address. And we're out to create some revolution in the martial arts industry. We've got an industry that's still operating in the 80s. And as I see, we're going into the year 2011. So we're here to help if you need it.